What's going on, guys? Chad back here with you on the RC Models and More channel, and as you can tell from the title, yes, I got another DJI MAVIC. Now, I had one of the very first MAVICs. I think I got like the second shipment and ended up getting mine in the back of November. Got a tons of videos on the channel about it. We didn't know a lot about the MAVIC back then like we do now, as far as all of its little quirks and how to get better images and stuff like that out of the MAVIC. So I basically picked up a second one, and the reason I did is I wanted a good backup for my business that I'm starting. I love the Phantom 4 Pro. The video is heads and shoulders above the MAVIC for sure. But the thing we know about drones is that they're like magnets for people and animals and everything like that. And the MAVIC is just like stealth drone. It's so quiet. It's not invasive to, like, you know, neighbors if you're filming in like subdivisions and stuff like that. The other reason I really went back to the MAVIC was it's, in my opinion, more stable than the Phantom 4 Pro. Some people say yes and some people say no, but that Phantom 4 Pro with that bigger disc load and that just more weight, it really just kind of, I mean, it stays solid. The video's great, but it really fights that wind really hard. And the MAVIC, the design, maybe it's the offset propellers or something, you know, the smaller disc loading and everything. It's just, to me, it's a lot more stable in the air. So I feel a lot more comfortable with it if I'm doing, you know, shots that are kind of like lower to the ground and a little bit more obstacles and stuff. Even though the Phantom 4 Pro has more obstacle avoidance technology built into it too, though, but I just think it's a better flight than the Phantom. So some people agree, some won't. The big thing about the video that we learned is, you know, we always were turning our sharpness down, and now it's been proven that that actually adds noise back into the sensor. So if you put your sharpness at +1 or 0, you actually can correct a lot of the softness and focusing issues that we used to talk about, that I used to talk about a lot in my videos. So I've gotten a lot better images out of it. Now, I do get the frame stutter just because it just cannot output the video as smooth as the Phantom 4 Pro with 100 megabit per second. You know, even at 4K 60 frames a second, the video is still buttery smooth when you're watching it back on my iMac here. The MAVIC, not as smooth, but there is you know, some workarounds for that now too. I've been experimenting a little bit with the Neat Video plugin, and it basically pulls out, you create like this filter set and you pull out that noise and you pull out that I think it's every 8th full frame that kind of gives you a little stutter. That combined with ND filters, and you get some pretty smooth footage with the MAVIC too. So probably have some videos coming up on that, on how to get just like the smoothest footage that we can out of there by using a combination of that and post-production. So keep an eye out for that. Couple things that are different with this MAVIC now that it's been out for 6 months, and I don't know what serial number range I have or whatever, but I do notice a couple things. First of all, the fan is way louder and cranks out a lot more air. So that is a lot different. The little bands that hold the gimbal are a lot tighter, so the gimbal doesn't seem to shake as much as it used to. That's one thing. The battery, the shape of the MAVIC and the batteries are are a little bit tighter of a fit too. They actually, you really got to, I used to just be able to plug and chug my batteries, no problem. But I notice now that I have to be a little bit more careful when I'm put the batteries in, because there's kind of a lip on the side if I don't push them down in properly. And that's pretty much all I've noticed so far, as far as like cosmetic difference and stuff like that. Performance wise, you pretty much talked about that. It's still stellar as far as its stability and stuff, and now that we know the secret sauce to working through the video issues. I also got the Mavic just for fun. The fixed wing mode, the goggles are on the way. Everything that, you know, we've been waiting for is all starting to finally come together, and I made a video a while back about, you know, the Spark release coming up, and then the goggles probably, and I pointed back to this fixed wing mode because that was just that was just a key, that sign that they were going to be releasing the goggles soon. So I'm really excited about that. I am having one issue with it though, and I think it has to do with the port on my iPhone. And so I've looked all over the internet for this. Maybe you guys can help me out with some questions and stuff too. But it's the disconnect, the video disconnect issue. Basically, you'll be flying and your RC will still be connected to the Mavic, but you'll just lose image. So I went through all of DJI's checklists, re-downloaded DJI Go 4, reset everything, reflashed the firmware, and I tested different cables and such, and I tested different devices. I haven't been able to get it to fail with my iPad Pro 9.7 with the USB connection. I was able to get it to fail with this iPhone 7 Plus and the USB connection. So I was thinking about sending it back to DJI, but I still got some time because I've only had it for like a week, and I've been reading through the forums on here, and people are kind of talking about the same thing, and maybe switching out and turning off the phone into airplane mode and everything like that, or turning off cellular data. So I'm going to try to work through that, and I'll let you know what's going on. But anyway, just want to let you guys know that I'm a Mavic owner again, and I'll probably be putting out some more videos and some updates as far as the different apps running with Mavic, such as Lychee, and when those goggles get here, hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll have lots of videos on those. So until then, we'll see you guys later.